Thank you for joining the only podcast on the internet where you're part of the Roto, part of the chill session, so to speak. Your host, Homer, here. We're smoking down, talking movies, talking video games, getting real nerdy. Today in our Roto is good old Roger.
I'm glad to spread the retardation across the internet, Homer.
And we have Lil Wayne with us this week. Just kidding. Apollo God the freaking Sun.
Oh yeah, nah, call me Lil Wayne this time round.
Lil Wayne.
The irony of it alone is just hysterical.
And we have a pretty cool show for you this week, mostly movie news, but we're going to start off with a Chill Crew double feature review.
Double penetration.
And it was an okay run at the movies. The first movie we had the chance to check out was Ratchet and Clank, the newest animated movie put out by Sony Pictures.
Not just the newest anime movie, like the newest video game movie in general that's been released to the general public.
And personally, going in, I had very low expectations from all the reviews, all the hate and stuff.
From all the trailers I saw.
Oh yeah, and the trailers as well. So yeah, I was kind of shocked. It was an okay movie. No, the humor wasn't terrible, but it was a bit too childish for me, if you know what I'm saying.
Even I was telling you this, Homer, and this could be me, because like I used to play Ratchet and Clank, like the first 3 games, like when I was a kid. Like
back
to me,
on PS2.
Those were like my favorite PS2 games. Maybe I just wasn't so critical back then, or I just didn't pay attention, but I was like telling Homer, like the first 30 minutes of the movie, I was like, if you would just take a few things out, it's similar to The Force Awakens and Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, with, you know, you having Ratchet, who's this like guy in this like sort of like farm, or like not really a farmer, but like he might as well just replace it, whatever he is, a mechanic and be a moisture evaporator farmer, and it's the same thing. Wants to go be a ranger, wants to go fight this empire or whatever, and he wants to join Captain Quark and all of his rangers, and everyone's telling him no, he can't.
Pretty dumb story.
Fuck you, Apollo, if you're calling episode 4 and episode 7 retarded story, because it's basically kind of like a similar plot line.
No, I did not say dumb. I said done, like it's been done.
Oh, they said dumb.
Yeah, it's been done before, been there, done that. And it actually had a kind of interesting story. The villain was kind of create a giant planet out of his favorite regions of different other planets throughout the universe. So I thought that was kind of a creative ending, but throughout the movie,
he has to blow up planets in order to do that with a super laser weapon.
Which is why he's evil, of course. Personally, I think the biggest flaw in this movie was the pacing. The pacing was way too quick for me to get involved with any of these characters. Everything just kind of happened. The beats were way too quick for me.
No, I agree. Especially in the first half, I felt like it was a little slow because it was a very call to adventure, familiar formula that we're used to, like superheroes.
Once you start getting the plot points, it's just
I was
too
gonna
rapid.
Say, well, the second half of the movie, like the first half, I was like having a hard time staying awake because this is like the second movie, so I was like trying to analyze it as much as I can. Towards the second movie is when the action started going off the crazy, and you had like the cooler special effects and the weapons being used, but as I was watching, I'm like, I'd rather play the game. Yeah, I'd rather play the game than like watch the weapons being used. I want to use it for himself.
Exactly. I was going to get into that. Everything I've seen from the new game that was released earlier this month looks superior to the movie in every way. Story, even graphics.
And it's like game looks like fun.
And it's like
old-fashioned fun.
Classic old.
The movie is literally like a fourth of the price of the game from like what we saw. As a Ratchet and Clank fan, though, watching this, I couldn't tell who their general audience was supposed to be. It seemed like they were trying to go with kids a lot, but it's a Ratchet and Clank IP, so it's like the only people that would know that are older adults me right now. So I really had a hard time who they were trying to appease a lot. And at the end, I just assumed 6-7-year-olds. I'm assuming because the humor itself was not as witty as it used to be in Ratchet and Clank. I swear to you, it was not like this Minions kind of like bullshit sort of thing.
It's not on Minions level. I was going to get to that in a minute. It's not on the level of Minions or Angry Birds.
But it's a low level of humor for kids.
Yeah, it's more aimed for kids. And the story is, like Apollo was saying, done before. Pretty basic, paint for the numbers.
I will say this, though. Captain Quark was probably my favorite character, and he's always been like one of my favorite characters in the Ratchet and Clank.
There's a lot to like from this movie, like Captain Quark. Although I will say, I'm not going to spoil it, but his halfway through the movie, his motivation just kind of random, I felt. No, well, again, with the pacing, if they slowed down a bit, they could have really got into that a little bit more.
They explained it so much better. So much of this movie is similar to the first game that was released, but with a lot of things different. And towards the middle of Captain Quark, that does happen, but that happens way earlier, and you kind of suspect that a little early, because he sends you on these missions that would kill any recruit, and you're just coming back alive, and he's just getting pissed off more.
Yeah, and in the game you have 10 hours with Ratchet and Clank. They say they condensed it to a two-hour story, which was the biggest flaw.
And I actually heard from a few people that have played the Ratchet and Clank video game, they said that all the scenes or cinematic scenes are from the movie in the game. So basically, if you play the game, you're seeing a lot of the movie, and you paid a lot of money to go watch the cinematics all over again with minus a few other changes here and there.
That could actually explain the box office. If the game's pretty much the same, the box office did not do well, man.
Oh, it didn't?
Bombed,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I thought actually, for some reason, I thought I did okay for
our theater,
for
when we
week.
went to see it, our theater was packed.
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised. I thought there'd be like 5 people, to be honest.
But
There's less people in there. I mean, there are more people in there than Keanu, which was the second movie we saw. With the reputation that like video game movies have, I was quite surprised how many people were there.
It only made about like $5 million on like a $10 million budget, so it lost money.
It shows in the animation. It's not like the best quality animation. If anything, I think they should have gone to Netflix and like stream it, or
Sony just stream it on their PlayStation Store.
Oh yeah, that makes it all the more better. With everything that all coming together, I would only say there's only like probably like one major factor, I guess, in the movie, and it was like kind of like the side. I mean, I always like Clank. Ratchet was okay, but he was always like.
I
Luke
actually
Scott.
preferred Ratchet over Clank in this movie.
Just because he was a sidekick, but he also had like he was very important and he had a very vital role playing the overall scheme of things. They always had really good banter between the two. They were both really smart, educated people. It's not like you had like the idiot and the smart person, or the strong and the fast person. They were both like really on par, and they had their roles to play. But Captain Quark to me was the best character, the best.
Same, I'll agree with you
of
there.
this whole entire movie.
And the villain was kind of weak too, I felt.
Which one? Like, there's like 3 in this technically,
yeah.
but the main one, Dr. Nefarious. Yeah, I was a little disappointed when I saw him in the trailer, because in the game picture what you see with the giant head, but he's all metal. He looks a lot more menacing and not just like typical evil scientist evil.
Probably to appeal to the kids a little bit more.
Yeah, true. Because if they saw like a robotic, like creepy ass motherfucker like Dr. Nefarious in what he's supposed to look like, probably would turn off a little like 6 or 7 year olds who thought this was going to be an easygoing movie.
But using our unique marijuana rating scale, where we start at the bottom, we have resin. That's a black residue you scrape after you smoke a bowl. It's the weakest. Yeah, it's the weakest high you can get. It's mostly for people who hate themselves. Then we got mids. That's your typical ditch weed, your brick weed. Gets you a good buzz, but definitely has its problems.
Brought up straight out of Mexico.
Probably a good time killer for you to watch, or for diehard fans. Then we got dank. That gets you nice and baked. The movie is really exceptional. Most people will probably get their fix, but could still use some work. Then we got wax. That gets you so blazed that you're going to start seeing the disco gun from Ratchet and Clank.
And it'll be more 3D than the actual IMAX itself.
Yeah, and you're going to get euphoria and all that. It's pretty much a perfect score, guaranteed to get you high. And based on that scale, I'd have to give Ratchet and Clank a mids plus, because the biggest flaw for me was the pacing, but I think it still had its moments, good characters, and if I had to compare it closely to my feeling to this movie, I'd have to say it's a new age Jimmy Neutron movie. If you remember back in the day, I got the same feeling.
It was classic.
No, I won't say it's as good as the Jimmy Neutron, but I say it's like a new age for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good comparison. No, I agree completely.
It makes me want to watch it.
Yeah, I know, a little bit. I mean...
Don't expect the quality of Jimmy Neutron, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's similar animation quality, except nowadays, like, with the amount of money they put into the movie, it's not surprising on how much it looks.
And I feel like the game actually did a better job at capturing that Pixar feel than the movie did, which is pretty weird.
To be honest, I would honestly just give this a solid mids, just because after reviewing this a little bit, because I was debating if I wanted to be just mids or mids plus, and I thought I really didn't deserve mids minus or anything like that. What really got me just solid mids is just because I feel like the directors didn't know where they wanted this movie to go. It easily was shown how much production value and video game production value, like how it was split, and it seemed like they just wanted to create like an easy, cohesive movie that fits with the video game in a way. It was just like a giant marketing ploy to see how well
they too well.
I
think the game sold well.
Yeah,
though.
I was gonna say the game sold well, being a
but
third
the movie
of the price.
Itself bombed. Yeah, but there's a debate going online. Would you rate this the best video game movie ever?
Well,
despite being a mids.
Before like probably Warcraft destroys it. To me, in a way, it's
so
broke the curse of video game movies being bad, because it wasn't a bad movie. It just it didn't appeal to anyone. I feel like I just felt like it was more to kids, and that's fine. The kids can enjoy it. It's a more kids movie, so I really can't be too critical over it. But it's a movie that you definitely can just bring your son or daughter who's ever into video games and just show them this character and maybe get them hooked onto a new IP or something. You know, for adults, for family.
And there's actually a lot of critics out there talking too much shit about this movie, like they're over-exaggerating.
Really?
Yeah, but I looked into their profile, and most of those critics also praised the Angry Birds trailer. So I have to say to those critics who are
What?
who are praising Angry Birds and trash-talking Ratchet and Clank, you have to look in the mirror and question your existence.
No, I was gonna say, based on from the Angry Birds trailer I saw, I think Ratchet and Clank humor was a little bit higher level.
Yeah,
a little bit more critical thinking is required for Ratchet and Clank.
Like we were
minute
saying,
as it is.
Not as bad as Angry Birds, not as bad as Minions. It's an okay watch. Probably wait for Blu-ray.
Yeah. Next on the Double Penetration Weekend movie reviews, we had to watch the Key and Peele spin-off movie called Keanu, which is actually kind of like a spoof of John Wick movie, which I saw a week prior to then we saw this just to prepare myself. And even Keanu Reeves has a moment in this movie where he shows up and voice acts as the little kitten Keanu.
In a dream sequence.
That's awesome.
And if you've ever seen Key and Peele, like any of the clips online, it's basically just one giant long comedy like clip or like skit that goes on for like an hour and a half. And that might be good or bad, depending on your perspective. To me, I was kind of bored throughout, like near the especially near the second half of the movie, when I realized how much of the skit that they brought up like 15-20 minutes prior to that was going to play a vital role in how these characters are going to interact with other characters. Basically how the whole plot entails around, Keanu being trapped among gangsters, so you have to have these two nerdy guys trying to act more gangster or whatnot, trying to gain their trust so they can bring Keanu back.
I feel like they relied too much on the plot of this movie, which the plot was just okay. They should have put way more humor into it.
I was going to say, especially watching a John Wick movie, I thought I was expecting a lot more John Wick moments or anything like that. Is it just really me, or I didn't see any of that?
Nope, I was expecting a lot more. And this was actually my popping the cherry for Key and Peele, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
So I was expecting a lot more out of them. I was hoping something on the level of like Seth Rogen, James Franco kind of comedy, something like that.
Yeah.
It had its moments. Definitely a lot of funny moments, especially the car scene. I won't go into detail for those who haven't seen it. I like that car scene. I thought it was pretty funny. But like you were saying, a lot of moments that just drag on and just like this plot's not that interesting. You get to the jokes.
And then that's like the similar thing we had with Ratchet and Clank. There was probably one scene I actually genuinely chuckled. I thought that was really kind of smart. You have to go through a whole line of just indifference throughout the whole movie. You're just trying to see where the plot goes and waiting for it to end, or just seeing Keanu. Keanu was one of my favorite parts because he was just adorable as fuck.
That cat was so cute. He definitely made the film for me.
You had, I forget, Key is the bigger one and Peele's the tinier, or was it the opposite?
The tall one?
Yeah. Whichever the one that lost, that has the girlfriend in this movie, the taller one, I'll just say. I forget their name, sorry. Most of his sort of side story is like trying to get back in a relationship with his girlfriend, wife, fiance.
Yeah, he wants him to do like hang out with more people and stuff.
Yeah, but like the whole conflict with the relationship to me just wasn't. It just felt like they just had to make a conflict just to have a conflict with them. It didn't seem like at all this would be anything that the relationship would be like strained or worried about, or like the one that broke the camel's back or anything.
Where
like
in movies like The Night Before, the relationships are more natural and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, when you try to give me an emotional appeal out of that, like I'm more interested in Keanu. I don't care for Peele or Key or whatever trying to get their relationship back together.
Yeah,
I'm more
trying to act hood when they're not.
Yeah,
which we've seen many times
which
before.
Which is literally 70% of the movie, trying to act all hood when you're not, and that can either make it or break it. A lot of people were chuckling through the movie.
It was just okay.
You have to have different, to me, more skits than that. Just one giant one that I've seen before on YouTube. That one where they're trying to act all gangster, I've seen that before on YouTube like a few times. And it has millions of views, so I feel like a lot of people that are fans might be a little disappointed in what the potential of this movie could have been.
Yeah,
especially as a spoof.
I'm hoping their next movie is a lot better, because I'm rooting for Key and Peele. I want them to succeed, but so far
I definitely am hopeful. I will say this.
It had its moments, so I'm hopeful.
This definitely has a lot of potential. Most definitely.
And they set up for sequels, too.
I mean, I like you said, I want Key and Peele to succeed. I want them to have another shot, because I know that they're really funny people, and they're really good at improvising and whatnot, and working with each other, and they definitely shows they have chemistry.
And I've seen like Key and other things like Always Sunny, with Bob and David, stuff like that. And he's funny on that, so I have faith. But using our marijuana scale, I'd give this one a solid mids. Like you're saying, I should not find myself being bored certain parts in a comedy.
Yeah.
So it just gets a mids for me.
I would have to give this another mids, to be honest. I was leaning towards maybe mids minus, just...
So was I, actually.
If I feel like that wouldn't do it justice for being so close to being, like, straight up resin, which is, like, no one should see this, like, only a few amount of people who want a quick fix. I can honestly see a lot of people still enjoying this movie and having a good time, so I'll just keep it at bare C grading level.
At least the humor didn't offend me. I'm not talking like offensive humor. I'm talking movies like Angry Birds or stuff with
where
like
it
fart
ridicules
jokes.
your intelligence.
Yeah, it's like you expect me to laugh at this. I'm offended you even put this in front of my eyes. Fuck you.
I'm offended that you think my kids or whatever, my nieces, are this stupid or they enjoy this. Yeah, I know, I understand.
And now on to our movie news of the week, where the Apollo God of the Sun, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne up in here.
I mean, who am I?
The director for John Wick is going to be helping, or did help, with some action scenes in the Avengers Civil War movie that's coming out in like 2 or 3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
This excites the crap out of me because John Wick's action is completely off the chain.
It's
the
like
gun fu.
Oh man.
Even the action scenes in John Wick, like, they're a little over the top, but they seem so realistic that it seems like anyone could have done this too if they really had enough patience or training like Keanu Reeves does.
They really have to bring the action to it because it's the superheroes fighting, clashing it out. So I want to see the top grade action.
I want to see some violence.
From the press screenings, which there's been so many, and I've seen
it
so much.
It pisses me off because there's so many reviews online, like a month before it comes out. It's pissing me off.
But what I've seen from it, a lot of people says this is the best action we've gotten from a Marvel movie, so it looks like they pulled a great move here.
Nice. Doesn't seem like they really show like any in the trailers.
Which is good stuff from the trailers, damn it.
Except near the end when you just see Iron Man getting destroyed by Captain America
and then War Machine's death. But that just gives us an even more reason to be excited for this Thursday, and we're having a review coming out next Monday, so...
Woo doggy.
I think we're seeing it twice this weekend, right, Apollo?
I'm down as fuck, that's it. That sounds awesome.
We're seeing it once in IMAX on Thursday, then drive-in this weekend. But while we're still on that Marvel bandwagon, we have some big news that the Inhumans movie has been totally pulled from its release schedule. It hasn't been postponed or anything, it was pulled entirely. And a lot of people are saying the movie's canceled, but I have my opinions on this. The release date it was originally slated in was rivaling against not only the Spider-Man Homecoming, it was also rivaling against Disney-owned the new Indiana Jones 5 movie. And I don't think Disney would want their properties cross-firing like that and leeching off each other's box office, so it was an obvious move to move the release date. I predict the only reason it was pulled is it's not going to be in Phase 3 anymore, it's going to move over into Phase 4. And basically for you guys, the Marvel movies are in phases. Phase 1 was the origin stories leading up to the first Avengers film. That ends Phase 1. Then for Phase 2, we have all those movies leading up to Avengers 2. Basically, the Avengers movies are like the marks of the phases. And then with Phase 3 is going to end with Infinity War.
Or Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah. I combined it into one movie.
Oh, I didn't know.
I know what you're saying. So,
what could Phase 4 be, dude?
No, Phase 4 is going to be the most unique one because it's taking place after Infinity War, which is going to be the intergalactic war. So it's going to be the most unique Avengers we're going to see, I think.
Oh, mama.
They're saying the lineup's going to be like completely different. I think Black Panther is going to be a bigger role in the Avengers going forward. And probably Doctor Strange. Probably the newer guys are going to start to take over more and more.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I am so just excitement she wrote. Let me tell you.
Because people like Iron Man and Captain America, the actors are getting a little fatigued, especially.
I don't blame them.
Chris Evans, especially Chris Evans, he's been on record saying that he wants to move over to directing some more.
What a bitch.
So Marvel might give him a chance to direct for a while maybe Black Panther leads the Avengers. Then a couple movies down the line have Cap come back, it'll be a huge thing.
Although I will say this, Robert Downey was quoted saying that he is up for Iron Man 4, but I'm assuming if he gets like 40 million now instead of like 30 million for like one fucking movie, it's ridiculous.
But dude, it's no surprise he started wanting to play more Iron Man after his movie The Judge bombed.
Oh, seriously? Oh,
no coincidence there, I think.
Yeah. Oh my god, and I actually kind of like The Judge too, and that's really sad.
Yeah, me too, but not a lot of appeal for people to go out to see it, I guess.
Oh, come on, it got nominated. That should be enough for him.
For money.
Box office-wise, it bombed, so he's probably trying to hold on that Iron Man until he gets another big hit.
I hope he doesn't assume that he's only good for Iron Man. I hope he's a cocky motherfucker.
That's all he's worth, and he knows it.
Yeah, right.
Now, they're about to start filming Sherlock 3. He's got
That's fine. I just feel bad for any actors who have to play the same role for years. It's almost like 10 years now since
he's
been
done
playing.
different stuff. He was in Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, that
He's
not
been
only
some
natural
OG
born
shit, and he did a great job in that fucking film too.
Just like Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, he's about to end his 15-year run.
Oh yeah.
But he actually really loves his role,
Yeah.
and for obvious reasons, it's kind of like what helped him more break out into Hollywood, even though he kind of really didn't need that much
How would
help.
Robert Downey Jr. not love fucking playing Iron Man?
True.
Chris Evans, for his case, he just wants to do something different.
I know in Robert Downey's case, he's more tired of like the press junkets and all the nerds.
Yeah,
like,
all the
harassing
interviews
him.
were. Yeah, I don't blame you, especially when you can't say shit.
Iron Man, tell me the ending.
Yeah, it's like, I can't do that, buddy.
What happens in Civil War, Tom?
I can only tell you the same shit I've been regurgitating every fucking interview I had, like, in the last year. Basically just telling you, like, the main subplot of the movie, and that's it. Everything everyone always knows. Yeah, basically, at the very end, it's just like, just go fucking watch the movie, everyone.
Just buy 2 tickets, even if you're just going alone. Please.
What if people start doing that at the sports or movies? Just start buying 2 tickets for themselves. I need this movie to succeed.
What was the Inhumans even about? Like, how do they get their powers? Like, I thought it was like a cosmic thing, but am I wrong, or is this...
I'll be honest, I don't know shit about the
I don't
humans.
think anyone does.
I know they're like pretty similar to the X-Men.
That's what I got the feel, too.
And that's what Marvel's answer to the X-Men was going to be. And if you actually watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they have a big storyline about the Inhumans.
Yeah, they do, like, sort of build up
But I don't really like that show because it's not that great.
I've only seen like one episode, didn't really pull me in too much, to be honest. But one thing that does pull me in terms of when it comes to remaking new series or stuff is probably reimaginings of famous villains or characters, such as Cruella de Vil. Being Emma Stone is rumored to be playing the role as Cruella de Vil.
No, she's confirmed.
Oh, she's confirmed. Okay. No one wants a Cruella de Vil movie. No one's asked for a Cruella de Vil movie. Judging based on how the Snow White, the Huntsman War, Maleficent, all that other like side character bullshit, this is probably gonna flop. It's probably gonna come out in January. It's probably gonna suck ass.
Probably.
And I love Emma Stone. I think she's a cool person, especially in real life. But to me, she does not look at all the part Cruella de Vil. Even if she plays as a younger Cruella de Vil,
get into her inner bitchiness. Dye her hair black and white.
I mean, I guess that's fine because she kind of played her inner bitchiness in Birdman a little bit towards Michael Keaton, her supposed dad in that movie. So I mean, I guess she could play that really well. I mean, it's not like it's hard to play as like a bitch or an asshole or anything like that. It's pretty easy, but I just don't want this to ruin her IMDb record.
Right.
Especially she has a few questionable movies that have come out that I'm like, eh.
Especially like Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man, Easy A's, a few good ones.
She's kind of having the Ryan Reynolds effect where I love her as an actress, but she's picking some terrible movies.
Yeah, except Ryan Reynolds has been on fire the last few years.
Since
but before
Deadpool.
that, it's been like a dry season.
No, I'm talking about 2009 when I was trying to defend Ryan Reynolds. No one would believe me, but here we are now.
Defend Ryan Reynolds.
Dude, I'll defend him right now. Did you know that most of Deadpool's improv by Ryan Reynolds?
No way. Seriously?
Yeah, they literally, if you look at an interview with Tim Miller, he's like, yeah, most of the time I just let Ryan Reynolds do his thing.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty cool.
No wonder he just took the outfit home. He basically was Deadpool.
I know.
He's become Deadpool.
You can get away with a whole bunch of shit if you have like a mask behind you.
Guy in a Deadpool outfit just starts killing people in LA or something.
Oh no.
I feel like it must be a good cosplay convention.
Ryan Reynolds unreachable for comment at the time.
But yeah, Roger, you're right. No one's looking forward to this movie. I like the casting, but so far with these Disney live action movies, they've only had one good one, which was Jungle Book.
Yeah.
But the rest have been trash. Alice in Wonderland, Maleficent.
Oh yeah, especially the new Alice in Wonderland looks fucking dumb.
All their live action things aren't doing good, but the lineup's pretty good. Jungle Book was awesome. Aladdin's coming out soon. I'll wait to see how that goes.
Yeah.
And I'll wait how Mulan goes. Those are the only ones I'm looking forward to.
The live action Mulan sounds like it'd be fucking dope as hell. I would love
especially
to see
if Mushu's like that animation they use for Jungle Book.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Oh my gosh. Make him look really small. Oh, that'd be so... I'm sorry, I'm geeking out over it.
And I'm very interested in the Aladdin movie because they're doing a completely new genie. And I'm interested to see what take they go with.
Oh god, that's gonna be so awkward. I don't know. I feel like that's already gonna give it a bad rep by the time they have a trailer out for it.
I think it'd have a worse rep if it tried to copy Robin Williams.
Sure, I mean, unless they had like I don't know, that would be too. No, I was gonna say unless they had like a different genie that wasn't blue, but that would be changing everything up way too much. Nah. I'll see where it goes, but when it comes to Cruella de Vil, no one's ever told me their favorite Disney villain was Cruella de Vil. I've never heard one fucking person has said that in my life.
Yeah,
and I will never hear that in my life.
I don't want to see the Cruella de Vil story. You just might as well remake 101 Dalmatians at this point.
I mean, it's already a shit story, so it's not like you can make it any worse. It's pretty fucking weird.
I mean, I like the original cartoon, but...
Oh, yeah, the cartoon. I was thinking of the live-action one, my bad.
With Marilyn Streep playing Cruella de Vil.
Ugh, so weird. I don't know how she gets so many awards.
But yeah, we'll keep you updated on all of these live-action movies.
Our next little piece of movie news on this week's podcast is Goosebumps 2. Jack Black is confirmed.
Oh, God.
Well, that's cool. Him in the first one. First one was worth watching, so...
Yeah, Paulo. The first one caught me by surprise. I mean, the trailers didn't wow me at all, but I found it very mids-worthy. It was okay. And I think the biggest flaw with the first movie is they focus on pretty much every book I didn't like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So I think in this one, I think the way they should go with Goosebumps 2 is the way of Pagemaster. The way Pagemaster did it, if you've ever seen that original. You need to relive some of these stories, not just throw all these stories out there. You have to, like, relive some of the scenarios from the story.
Yes.
Like, just pick 3 good ones and just stick with the 3. Like, have him relive the haunted mask for, like, 30 minutes of the movie, then move on to the next, so on and so forth, Pagemaster style. That's how you do Goosebumps movie. Hire me to write the screenplay. I'm a Goosebumps fan. Fuck you.
Especially if they did do that way. I mean, those episodes, like the original Goosebumps episode, were only like 20 minutes long, so you can easily fit like a story that and not make it nearly as cheesy like in Goosebumps, and let like 3 mini stories kind of take control of the sequel.
And even as a kid, I preferred the psychological horror, like the Say Cheese and Die, the Haunted Mask. It's more like stuff that you can't really be attacked from, kind of like the werewolf monster and stuff.
Exactly.
They tried it with the first one. And they definitely have to try something different for the sequel. If they just have the books opened again, I'm just like, I might not even see it, to be honest.
Like another group, or it's the same kid, no, it's like Jack Black, but it's like his daughter's married to that kid now, and he opens it up again, oh, I'm sorry, father, or father-in-law, my God.
But yeah, Jack Black was hilarious in the first one, especially scenes where he's like, get off my lawn!
Oh yeah, going crazy over it. Or looking through like the peephole of the fence or something like at one point. Oh God, it looks so super weird.
I think he nailed it if he wanted to go for that cheesy, over the top, which they were definitely going for. Another thing for the sequel, I know they don't own the rights, but they need to get the rights somehow to the original Goosebumps theme song, damn it.
Oh my God. It's not like that would be that much, like to just get the rights to.
Too much.
No, yep, $500 million for that song.
That song would have, I guarantee you, if you used that song in the trailers, that movie would have sold double.
I have the problem with this, with Cruella de Vil. Who asked for a Goosebumps 2? No one went out of that theater probably thinking, man, that totally changed my perspective on those books.
Where's that sequel?
Yeah, where is it? I did not hear, nor did I hear anyone laugh, scream, or anything. That when we
the only reason I'm asking for Goosebumps 2 is because the first one was okay. I think there's potential to improve, but there's also potential to get worse.
Kind of like, Keanu thing. Yeah, I guess. I feel more like they can definitely nail a Keanu 2 or whatever with a Key and Peele movie, but this I'm a little iffy on.
I'm hoping for the best. Fingers crossed. But while we're sticking with that horror theme, going more for the adults now, as you guys may or may not know, early 2017 we're getting a Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot called Leatherface. And it's also going to be a prequel, and we've got a synopsis for you all, and it is as follows. A group of kids kidnap a nurse after escaping from a mental institution while on the hunt from a Texas Ranger. And throughout the movie, you don't know which of these 5 kids who kidnapped the nurse grows up to be Leatherface, so it actually has a mystery element to it.
Dude, that actually sounds really cool.
The reason I want to bring this up is it's the most fascinating horror premise I've heard in a while, especially for these slasher films.
Except all you know for Leatherface is pretty much look for the males, and like that's.
I think they're all males. So.
Okay. I was gonna say if there's like 2 females, that's gonna be kind of lame.
Although it excites me a little bit, I still feel like this movie's not going to be good because I don't care for any of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies.
Not one, no.
Me neither. I literally only know Leatherface from Mortal Kombat X.
They're all too gory. The story is a little too basic.
It's a little. No, I wouldn't even say it's just a weird, slow tend to movie. Like compared to Halloween, which has music that kind of pumps you up and it's kind of like well paced and everything. From what I recall from my one Leatherface movie,
I've seen them all pretty much because of Steven's horror addiction.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. From the time I seen it, I just felt like it was meant to be disturbing a little bit. Like this could happen to anyone out in the middle of a rural area, like be trapped in a farm full of like, crazy people. Porn. Okay, actually, I haven't seen the most recent one that came out in
like 2013, but I've seen all the other ones.
To be fair, no one else did either.
And I hate how they say it's based on a true story, even though if you look up the real story, just like one guy killed one guy with a chainsaw or something.
Yeah, but of course they gotta fucking blow it out of proportion for the movie.
Oh, he lived in a basement and
fucking slaughtered 1,000 people. Yeah.
Of all the slashers, this is the reboot I want the least. I'd rather have Freddy or Michael Myers or something.
Same with me, but it has definitely the most creative potential compared to most of them.
I like the mystery element. It could be good. I'll give it a chance, especially because knowing Steven's going to drag me to the theaters for this.
Yeah, easily. Or at least, especially if he wants to, with all those comic book slasher things he has going on in his closet.
And while we're staying a little bit more mature, as you guys know, Netflix has a mature-rated superhero universe going on. And the newest show we got was The Punisher is getting a spin-off show. We saw Punisher in Daredevil Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of fans agree that's the best Punisher we've ever seen.
And especially at the moment probably sold for everyone, even before, he was already good before that, was like when you had the prison scene where he has to shank everyone to get his way out. It's super bloody and gory. It's everything you wanted to see in the Punisher. Then you never see Daredevil, like at all. Like Daredevil's like PG, while Punisher's more PG-13 rated.
And we'll definitely get more into his backstory. Going to see more what made him tick exactly.
Very excited for the actor too, because the moment I saw that he was playing the role as the Punisher for this season, I knew he was gonna hit the nail right in the fucking head, and he did 10 times over.
And it's all leading up to the Defenders coming out next year. Which, how do you guys feel about the Defenders? Do you guys think it's gonna be cool? You think it's gonna be lame?
There's not that many like super duper iconic people on it, but I mean, it's enough where. It's like, to me, I'm as hyped for it as the Sinister Six. I don't know where it's going to go, because I never have heard the Sinister Six before the Amazing Spider-Man movies tried to create.
Yeah, I just heard of it from the 90s show.
Oh, okay. But the premise itself, as long as their main enemy is the Hand, right? As long as they focus making the Hand look a lot better instead of what they did in the second half of Season 2 of Daredevil, I have full confidence in it. It reminds me of TMNT a little bit.
My weirdest thing is, why do they have a whole team of heroes just defending Hell's Kitchen, like one section of New York?
Yeah, I know, right?
Ignoring the Avengers' existence and vice versa.
Because Peter Parker, he's got territory in New York, man, the city.
Yeah, also ignoring Spider-Man.
Can't touch Spider-Man's territory, so we're just going to defend this neighborhood. Hell's Kitchen.
So retarded.
I mean, it is like a shitty area, but he might as well branch out to the Bronx, maybe, because that's also shitty areas too.
On the surface, it seems pretty dumb, but I think it's gonna be cool. It's gonna have Luke Cage, Punisher, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones. It's gonna have all the people we know and love.
Luke Cage and Iron Fist, I'm not big fans of personally.
Iron Fist, I am.
Really? I mean,
just because he gets into his inner chi and whatnot.
Oh, was that? I thought it was just a metallic thing. Like I didn't.
No, like he puts his chi into his hands to give him like more.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's really meditative and stuff.
Especially if they get along with the Moon Knight stuff.
Dude, I'm hoping for Moon Knight soon. I'm hoping that's like phase 2 of the Netflix series.
Because I bet like during the first season of Punisher, it's probably going to be him trying to find the blacksmith or whatever so he can find Moon Knight later. But when are we going to see the series being released, Homer?
I believe it's coming out next year, 2017, and they're speculating we're probably going to get Jessica Jones Season 2 and definitely Luke Cage before then, so we're probably going to get some more tie-ins before the show actually comes out.
Okay, that's very cool. It seems to come on over, besides us knowing after seeing Daredevil Season 2 this was going to happen, but before that we didn't know that there was going to be a Punisher, nor did we expect a video game demo that came out, Nioh, which is actually developed by Team Ninja, which is like, they're just like helpers to like Koei and like all this Japanese company.
Did they make Ninja Gaiden?
I think they did. I didn't do enough research on that. I can't remember exactly who did Ninja Gaiden. Even though
comment below if you know.
Even though I beat Ninja Gaiden Black, it's one of my proudest victories. They're known. I think they are known for that. I don't know if they made the third game exactly, the shitty one that everyone hates.
I think they switched companies
midway. Yeah. From my limited experience, it's actually a pre-alpha demo, which is actually different because I never have to play a demo that's usually in such a state.
And they're taking off the store like within a couple of days, so you better download that ASAP.
Yeah, and it luckily came around right before the podcast time, so I can get a little bit more information and like sink my teeth into it. Overall, I think it's really cool. It's the best way to describe it Ninja Gaiden, Dark Souls. Even though they're kind of the same thing, they're both hard-ass, like, action role-playing games, sort of. They changed the combat up a little bit. Like, for instance, like, in this game, you can attack people in 4 different ways. You can by changing your stance. There's one stance, there's like a high stance, a low stance, and a right side stance or something like that. And it's cool because when you do that in the game, it changes the way how your character carries a sword. It reminded me of...
How does it play? Like Dynasty Warrior?
No. It's like God of War, if you're playing on God or Titan mode or something, where you die in like 2 hits and you have to like roll around and like get behind people and slash them and stuff like that. But a lot cooler looking than what I'm trying to make it out. It almost feels like you're just on like in a battlefield and it's hard to take down 1 or 2 guys at a time. Hell, one person can kill you easily, let alone 2. And then like in the demo, 3 people chase after you.
Oh shit.
And it's
kind of realistic.
Yeah, it's almost fucking impossible. You have to like do really dumb game mechanics, like lure them into a very narrow like hallway thing, then use like a very vertical or strike attack that goes like right through 3. I don't know. It's very technical, but compared to Dark Souls, which I always get pissed off and throw away the game right away, I'm actually very interested in the setting this game takes place, and the developers behind it being Japanese help a lot, because a lot of gameplay mechanics that involve like using Shinto shrines and like certain spirit animals to help give you bonuses like in combat. Like one was like a wolf that gave you like a little bit bonus to like stamina regenerate abilities and stuff like that, and there was like a turtle, a whale that also give you like lunging I don't know, it's all cool and different. It's very customizable, and that's what this game gets the RPG in me like super hyped up about. I can really make a really badass, cool looking samurai that can hopefully take down like a half a dozen enemies or so, and I still feel badass compared to Dynasty Wars, where I can kill thousands of enemies in one fell's like strike basically, and still get that similar faction.
It's the opposite kind of.
It's opposite but similar in a weird way. These games should be right next to each other in a library, because I think they really hit the same sort of message across of trying to be a badass.
Considering it's not even like a full demo, it's just an alpha demo, you're getting pretty early scoop on the gameplay.
Yeah, and because it's also alpha, we don't even know when it's coming out. It says to be announced 2016, so I'm assuming...
Probably E3.
I was going to say, it'd probably be announced, or be released November time, and if not, it's going to be 2017, like February, March, and I'm fine with that. This game definitely has a lot going to it, and I hope they gain a lot of feedback from the fans who have played the demo, and just make it even 10 times.
Alright, well, trailers of the week. First trailer we got this week was a Call of Duty Infinity Warfare? I don't know, Infinite Warfare. It doesn't matter. It's infinite because they're going to come out with a game every single year until we die. So.
that Infinity
Keep milking that Call of Duty train.
There's like half-dead cow that's on the floor just saying kill me, and you're still milking its essence.
For a Call of Duty game, which I'm not a fan of at all, this one looked like the most interesting just because it had space battles, which I mentioned during the trailer is something that even Battlefront didn't do, which they definitely should have.
It's almost like, who's the developers behind Battlefield? I know it's Frostbite Engine. I keep thinking of their engine and not like the actual studio themselves. The creators of Battlefield and Call, they've always like spited each other. Yeah.
Dude,
even
actually,
in their games all the time, they always like rip the shit out. Like always like in the single player for Battlefield, you always hear the companions talking about how like, oh, these Spec Ops missions are really like lame, like in reference like a Call of Duty part of the mission in a Spec Ops mission or something like that, and just talk about how shitty the game is. But to me, it seems like Call of Duty, especially Infinity War, took like all the notes that all the fans hated for Battlefront, and there's like, yeah, even though this isn't gonna be Battlefront, it's gonna be just like it and just almost as good if what the trailer showed us does happen.
And it's funny that you bring up the Battlefield thing, because Battlefield's doing the opposite, and this is also leaked. This isn't supposed to be released yet, but they're doing Battlefield 1944, which is pretty much how Call of Duty started.
You mean the newest news for Battlefield recently? Because I heard they're doing World War I instead of going back to Call of Duty. Unless you mean like, Battlefield Islands of like the Pacific Islands, like 1940. Okay, gotcha.
That's where Call of Duty started.
Yeah.
So it's going back to 1944, which is the complete opposite. And we're also getting a Battlefield 5 trailer sometime this week.
Yeah.
So, like you're saying, the rivalry burn.
And like instead of going to World War II, they're like, we'll go a step further, World War I, where there's usually not many as cool shit happens, but it's more of just as important of a war. It's just trench warfare. It's like, what can you do, really, during that in terms of gameplay, single player wise.
Also, in this thing, we got some news that if you pre-order the bundle, you get Call of Duty 4 Remastered, which, as we said a couple weeks ago, is pretty much showing that they have no faith in their own game because they're relying on people to buy the old game, increase sales for Infinity Warfare.
What was that, Paolo? Like it was like some sort of special sale you had to do to get? Like, do you have to like pay like 2 games worth in order to get Call of Duty like remastered or whatever?
I thought it was like you had to spend an extra $20 for the special edition, and then you got Modern Warfare or something.
It's
Yeah,
like,
that's the only way to get it.
Which is just fucking retarded. It just goes to show that they know we're not interested in anything new they can put out. So to drive up the sale of their new item, they just fucking rehash an old item that we actually want.
And this actually kind of, extraordinarily pisses me off because this remaster for Call of Duty 4, which is my second favorite Call of Duty, being released at the same time that this game's being come out. Hell, it comes in a bundle if you pay a little extra. I want to know how much they could have spent more extra resources making this Infinity Warfare or whatever to be more expansive than what it is. Because in the trailer, it shows off all the cool parts of like the game. Yeah, sure, but it's all cinematic, like almost. It's
Yeah, we didn't see
directed
actual gameplay yet.
like we saw them going from ground to space, but we don't know if that's actually going to happen. It could be like a loading screen, or instead of like having a ground battle and then like the next match or the next game is going to be in space. Yeah, sort of.
It could just be like individual maps. It could be part of the story only. We really don't know at this point. But a lot of people online are saying that they're going the way of like Halo or Killzone. They're trying to like milk off the future story.
Yeah, kind of, because you can also make up so many retarded kill streaks or something that make no sense. Be like, well, it's the future.
Solar streak or something.
Yeah. Like, use the power of the sun to kill all your enemies on the battlefield.
Bring the moon crashing down.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Dude, if they got good animation for the moon crashing down, I'd actually buy the game.
That'd be back the nukes.
But yeah, I hate to say it, but this one appealed to me the most just because I like space and I like space battles. They look cool. So out of all the Call of Duties I've seen, it appealed to me the most, but at the same time, I recognize that they're selling themselves out to their fans.
And I don't want to be viewed as like a pessimist when it comes to Call of Duty. I've analyzed Call of Duty the last few years, and I feel like this trailer, as cool as it is, I feel like it's trying to mislead us so much in thinking what it actually could be. Instead of like, I feel like it's the vision how they wanted this Call of Duty to be, and they make it into a trailer and stuff like that. But when you actually play the game,
it depends on if they really do cool space battles.
Yeah, and how many people can be even in the space battles too? Like
all questions that we need answered.
Yeah, before we buy this game. And we have to question how good the game is, of course, especially after seeing Assassin's Creed, how they did their yearly thing. If you pump out a game every year, how good could it be?
I know. Or they'd be like, well, it's a different developer, and there's Sledgehammer Games does this, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, it's still...
They're
still limited on time and resources, especially if you have a remaster bundle in there.
Yeah.
You can't... Like, they spend time and money on that. Like, you can't deny that.
That's one thing that I'll give Ubisoft. They realized they fucked up, took a step back. They're like, all right, we'll put some more time in these games.
Yeah.
So
should have happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Paul. A little too late for me.
Should have happened after AC3, in my opinion.
Yeah, AC3 should have been a big red flag, but then Black Flag comes out. It's so great.
Yeah,
it's so hit and miss.
So sporadic.
That they're like, oh, maybe it was just bad luck with AC3, and then we had AC Unity. It's like, nope.
You need probably the glitchiest game I've ever played.
The glitchiest one I've ever seen anyone suffer through.
And I paid straight up $60, probably season pass. I don't remember.
Going right through the mission start warp zone area to start your sequence,
dude. And back in the day, I really wanted Assassin's Creed tattoo. I wonder if I would have regretted it. The series going down.
Yeah. I know, right? It means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't even really focus on the assassins too much anymore and their
just
philosophies.
People that get the hidden blade and the hoodie.
The assassins nowadays, like, it seems like every year they get dumber and dumber. Like, in terms of like the order of the assassins, like in like Unity, we were pissed off and like, why are you pissed at this guy.
Yeah.
Why don't you trust him? He's killing all your targets off. Like, it was...
And the assassins weren't smart in Black Flag either. The ones
no,
who
and well, they were kind of like destroyed almost a little bit.
But still, their reasonings were pretty dumb. And I'm afraid, while on Assassin's Creed, I'm afraid that they're going to go the way of Call of Duty, do like future Assassin's Creed or something.
Christ almighty.
Instead of just having
Which
a plain
they're
old present
hinting
day. Yeah.
Where he plays Desmond the whole time.
It'll
which
fit
are
better
also,
if it
which
was
are also
future.
hinting at a clone Desmond. Which
That's true. There are hints of that now, since from the recent games. So
Retarded.
clone more whiny bitches.
This conversation went from Call of Duty to my disappointment of Assassin's Creed.
Call of Duty always got taking a grain of salt, like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed used to have my brand of approval. Now I have to second guess every game that comes out.
Brand of war.
Thank you all very much for listening to this week's episode. As you know, we are currently working on StarmanShow.com. It's finally so nice to finally get rid of that .net and use .com. It's going to be nicer and slicker than ever, and I can't wait to release it. Sometime in May, it's going to be hitting your way. We got all the technical stuff out of the way, just ready to launch it. And please, if you listen to it this far, you should probably go like that like button, go comment, rate, and subscribe.
Give us a click.
Tell us anything y'all want to see on this podcast, and especially with the limited comment sections that we get per episode, we'll most likely listen and implement that change.
If you want us to do a top 5, I don't care how ridiculous it is, I'll do it. Alright, so, as always, stay lifted, my friends.
Good night, America.
Stay classy, San Diego, and may the force be with you.
Always. Aruga! That thing gonna be talking like this. It's gonna be real cool, real chill time.
How do you roll your R's like that? My God.
You need to eat a lot of jalapenos as a child to damage your tongue permanently.
Just slowly just disintegrating your tongue.
It's the only way.
Ah, my tongue, but it'll be worth it. Or I can roll my R's.
You sick masochist.
Commercial idea. You know those like 1877 cars for kids? You know that commercial?
Yeah.
I just thought 1877 clouds for kids. I'm just blowing vape clouds.
Fame cloud.
Yeah, that's my fucking
Through the
charity.
phone, I always figure, because it's like a phone number, you just call them, and it's just like, whew.
It's my charity. I blow clouds for kids.